Hello everyone. In this lecture, we'll study about what is context-free grammar and what is context-free language, and the automata is used for the context-free language, that is pushed-on automata. So, I am Professor Imtiaz from Anjuman College of Engineering and Technology, Computer Science Department. Okay. So, first of all, what is context-free grammar? A context-free grammar, that is CFG, in short it is CFG. A context-free grammar consists of a finite set of a grammar rules is quadruple, that is NTPS, where N, or in some book it is V. N is what? Non-terminal or variable. It is represented by capital N. And T is what? T is a terminal symbol, where N intersection T is equals to null. P is what? P is a set of production rule represented by N tends to N union T star. N tends to N union T star as represented here. Okay. And what is S? S is a start symbol. In a context-free grammar, the grammar must be of the form S tends to A tends to AA, or B tends to epsilon, or C tends to BAB. It means that if you can see here, all the production contains single non-terminal at left hand side. Okay, single non-terminal at left hand side, and right hand side contain combination of terminal as well as non-terminal, or it may be single terminal symbol, or it may be combination of terminal symbol, or it may be epsilon. This is the example of context free grammar. Okay, इसका मतलब क्या होगा? लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक ही नॉन टर्मिनल होगा, और राइट हैंड साइड पे जो है कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ टर्मिनल एंड नॉन टर्मिनल होंगे. इट मे बी एप्सिलॉन. सो हियर द प्रोडक्शन रिप्रेजेंट द सेम थिंग. That is P is nothing but your production, N is nothing but your non-terminal, that is left hand side contain only single non-terminal, and N union T star means what? Clean closure. So it may be, if there is nothing, that means N tends to epsilon. Closure means what? From 0 to N. Closure means what? 0 to N. If there is 0, that is epsilon. If there is 0, that is epsilon. If there are more than one terminal or non-terminal, the production is look like this. Okay, so this is a context free grammar. Okay, so for the context free grammar, we use derivation tree to generate a string from the given grammar. Okay, for example, this is my production. S tends to AA, or A tends to small a. Okay, so if you want to construct a tree from this production, so at leaf node, okay, some terminologies are also there. I'll explain in okay, for example, this is your S. At root node, this is your S, start production. From S we derive, at left hand side it is A, at right hand side it is A. Okay, from A, because A का production क्या है? A tends to again small a, so A tends to small a. So your string is what? String is what? A. String is what? A. Okay, clear है? So इसमें कुछ terminologies हैं डेरिवेशन ट्री में और पास्ट ट्री में, जो हम आगे देखेंगे. ओके, बट उससे पहले दो चीज़ें आपको देखना ज़रूरी है. दैट इज़ द डेरिवेशन इज़ ऑफ टू टाइप, दैट इज़ टॉप डाउन अप्रोच, और नेक्स्ट वन इज़ बॉटम अप अप्रोच. टॉप डाउन अप्रोच इज़ नथिंग बट इफ़ वी जनरेट अ स्ट्रिंग फ्रॉम टॉप टू बॉटम, This is nothing but your top down approach. From bottom up approach means what? If we generate, okay, or if we derive a string from bottom to top, this is nothing but your bottom up approach. Okay, so you'll detail studied about this top down approach and bottom up approach in language processor or compiler design. Okay, because for that we use multiple multiple parsers there, LR0 parser, LR1 parser, LL1 parser also there. Okay, okay, now move toward derivation tree. The derivation or the parse tree is the final string obtained by concatenating the labels of the levels of the tree from left to right. Ignore the nulls. However, if all levels are null, derivation is also null. Okay, this is the definition of derivation tree or parse tree. For example, here it is given that some grammar, that is start symbol is S. Okay, terminal is what? A and B. Okay, and the production are S stands to SS, S stands to SS, S stands to ASB, or S stands to epsilon. You can write also like this: S stands to SS. Okay, S stands to ASB, ASB, or S stands to epsilon. Okay, now from this production we have to generate this string AB, AA, BB. Okay, so how we can generate this? So यहाँ पर देखिए S का एक प्रोडक्शन है, दैट इज S स्टैंड्स टू SS और S ड्राइव्स टू SS. सो S S. ओके, देन अगेन फोकस ऑन दिस स्ट्रिंग. व्हाट स्ट्रिंग सेज AB. दैट मीन्स हमें स्ट्रिंग में क्या चाहिए? लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे पहला सिंबल क्या चाहिए? A चाहिए. फॉर एग्जांपल दिस इज योर स्ट्रिंग A B A A B B. सो फोकस ऑन दिस A. हमें लेफ्ट साइड पे क्या चाहिए? A, बट हमें S का प्रोडक्शन क्या मिल रहा है? दिस. ओके, सो अगर से हम यहाँ से इस S से S का एक प्रोडक्शन देखिए जिससे हमें A मिल रहा है, तो S का हमें सेकंड प्रोडक्शन है जिसके लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे क्या मिल रहा है? A मिल रहा है. तो हम क्या लेंगे? S ड्राइव्स टू A S B. ओके, S ड्राइव्स टू व्हाट? A S B. तो हमें क्या मिला? लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे हमें वी गॉट A. At the left node we got A, but at the next symbol is what? B, or here at middle what? S. So S का एक और production epsilon, so we can derive epsilon from this. So what is this? A epsilon. A epsilon is nothing but your A. Now already you got B, by default you got B, so you got this string AB. AB तो आपको मिल गया है. Now अब बचा क्या है आपका? AA BB. So you have to generate AABB from this S. So how you can generate? So from S you can generate one of the production ASB. S का एक प्रोडक्शन है ASB. So आपको ये वाला A भी मिल गया. बचा क्या आपका? This A, this one. Okay, so how we generate this A from remaining string, from remaining tree, that is from S. So if you clearly check on this, A B B, और here what? S. So S का एक प्रोडक्शन है ASB. ठीक है, और उस S से हमें क्या मिलेगा? अगेन ASB. ठीक है, सो जैसे अगर आपने ASB को डिराइव करा है तो आपको 2A's तो मिल गए ये वाले. ठीक है, और अगर आप यहाँ पर देखो तो यहाँ पर आपको 2B भी मिल गए जो आपको चाहिए थे. AA और BB चाहिए था. बचा क्या? ये दिस S, और S का एक प्रोडक्शन है एप्सिलॉन. बिकॉज हमें आगे और कुछ ड्राइव नहीं करना है तो S से हमने क्या जनरेट कर दिया? एप्सिलॉन जनरेट कर दिया. तो आपको क्या मिल गया इससे? कौन सा स्ट्रिंग मिल गया? फ्रॉम दिस ऑटोमेट और फ्रॉम दिस प्रोडक्शन यू गॉट A. ओके, राइट हियर A then epsilon, a epsilon, then a epsilon, then b, then a again, then again a, then after epsilon, then b, then b. ओके, सो एप्सिलॉन को इग्नोर अगर हम करते हैं, अगर हम बिकॉज एप्सिलॉन को किसी भी नॉन एप्सिलॉन इज एम्प्टी टर्म को नॉन एम्प्टी के साथ में अगर हम डॉट प्रोडक्ट लेते तो हमें नॉन एम्प्टी मिलता है. तो अगर हम इसे करते हैं तो यहाँ से ये रिमूव हो गया, फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ से ये रिमूव हो गया. सो स्ट्रिंग क्या मिला हमें, ए बी बी, जो कि हमारा रिक्वायर्ड स्ट्रिंग था, ए बी बी, सॉरी ए बी बी बी. Okay, so like this we can use a syntax tree or a parse tree, a parse tree or derivation tree. Okay, now move toward the next concept. Before going to next concept, the important terminologies that are used in a syntax tree or a parse tree is what? A root node, this is your root node. The topmost node is called root node, or this is called intermediate node, and the node at the most bottom is called leaf node. Okay, तो तीन टर्मिनोलॉजीज हैं यहाँ पर, लीफ नोड, ओके, इंटरमीडिएट नोड और रूट नोड, और दिस इज नथिंग बट योर एजेस. ओके, दिस इज नथिंग बट योर एजेस टू कनेक्ट different nodes. Okay, now the derivation is also of two type. Okay, first one is what? Leftmost order of derivation and the rightmost order of derivation. Leftmost order of derivation and the rightmost order of derivation. As the name suggests, leftmost means what? You have to replace the leftmost symbol from the production. Okay, and the same is for rightmost order of derivation. You have to replace the rightmost symbol from the given production. For example, here production is given x tends to x plus x tends to x into x. As I told you earlier, you can write this production like this also: x tends to x plus x tends to x into x, and x tends to what? A. Okay, this is your grammar. So from this grammar we have to generate this string a plus a into a plus a into a. From this grammar we have to generate a plus a into a by using leftmost order of derivation. By using which derivation? Leftmost order of derivation. So first we have to initialize with our production. So our production is what? X tends to, here only one non-terminal. Okay, only one non-terminal, that is x, and there are three terminal symbol, that is small a. X is also a terminal symbol. Okay, special symbol or any alphanumerical symbol is also what? Terminal symbol. So arithmetic operator is also a terminal symbol. Asterisk is also a terminal symbol. Plus sign is also a terminal symbol. So here we have three terminal symbol and one non-terminal symbol. So from this production we have to generate this string. So how we can generate this string? By using leftmost order of derivation. So start with any production of x. Okay, any production, you can take any production of x. Here in example it is given that x tends to x plus x, but start with x plus x. I will start again with x into x. Okay, x tends to x into x. Okay, so you have to compare your production with your input string or given string. ठीक है, सो आपको क्या गिवन है वो चेक करना है और आपका प्रोडक्शन क्या है वो चेक करना है. अगर मैं इन दोनों को कंपेयर करूं तो यहाँ पर ये मेरा एस्ट्रिक है, यहाँ पर ये मेरा एस्ट्रिक सिंबल है. ओके, लेट मी चेंज द कलर. ओके, दिस इज़ योर एस्ट्रिक, दिस इज़ योर एस्ट्रिक. तो आपको चेक करना है लेफ्ट मोस्ट ऑर्डर ऑफ डेरिवेशन. तो आप चेक करोगे एस्ट्रिक के लेफ्ट साइड में क्या है गिवन स्ट्रिंग में. तो एस्ट्रिक के लेफ्ट में क्या है? a प्लस ए. और यहाँ पे प्रोडक्शन में एस्ट्रिक के लेफ्ट में क्या है? x. So you have to decide how you have to generate this a plus a by using this x. From x you have to generate a plus a. So one of the production of x is also given, x plus x. Okay, so generate, because we are using here leftmost order of derivation, so you have to replace the leftmost symbol only. Okay, not a rightmost. You have to replace the leftmost symbol. So leftmost symbol is here what? X. So derive x plus x from this x only. Okay, so in place of this x we can write x plus x, because the production of x is x plus x. Okay, and the remaining is same. Remaining is same is means what? Into x as it is. Now if you can see, here is a structure ready. Okay, because what is the structure? A plus a into a, x plus x into x. Okay, the structure is ready, x plus x into x, a plus a into a का structure ready हो गया. Now replace all the x by, because one of the production of x is a, so replace all the x by a one by one from left to right. Okay, so from left to right if you replace the symbol, so you got a plus x into x. Okay, now after that, because we are using here leftmost order of derivation, so we are replace all the leftmost symbol first. Okay, so here a and plus are the terminal symbol, and terminal symbol never be replaced by the any production, because इनका कोई production होता ही नहीं है, तो इन्हें हम replace नहीं कर सकते. बचा क्या आपका? this x. अब इस x को replace करना अगेन a में, so क्या हो जाएगा? a plus again a into this one is again x, because अभी हम लेफ्ट मोस्ट कर रहे हैं तो वन बाय वन करना है. ठीक है, सो नाउ लास्ट वन इज व्हाट? a प्लस a into a, because replace this x into a last time. So you got this a plus a into a, वही था हमारा required a plus a into a here. Okay, in the given example we have to generate a plus a into a by using leftmost order of derivation. Okay, so we got this by using leftmost order of derivation. Here also a parse tree or syntax, derivation tree is also given. How we derive this string by using different production. So first, in the first step we use this derivation trees for this example. First we generate x plus x, because we are using here x into x, and in the given example we are using x into x. Okay, so by using this, first we are deriving x plus x from the string. In the second step, what we are using, we derive this a from the x, so we got a plus x. In the next step, that is in step number 3, we derive this from this x, derive x into x. Now the structure is also ready here, a plus x into x. Okay, now replace all the x by a's. Okay, so in the next step, a plus a into x, because we are using here leftmost order of derivation, or one by one we have to convert all the symbols. Okay, now in the last and final step, a plus a into a. Okay, now this is an example that we are deriving by using in the above example starts with what? Start with x plus x, or in this example starts with what? X into x. Okay, so look at this first. Okay, now from both of these two example, for the given string, that is a plus a into a, we generate two different type of a parse tree or syntax tree, two different types of derivation tree. First of this type and second one is of this type. Okay, so if we generate more than one leftmost order of derivation for the given for a given string from the given grammar, if we generate more than one leftmost order of derivation, or more than one rightmost order of derivation, or two different syntax tree or parse tree, then the grammar is called ambiguous grammar. So this is the simple example of ambiguity of a grammar. Okay, So the next topic is also what? Ambiguity of a grammar. So before moving to ambiguity of a grammar, uh, let us see the example of rightmost order of derivation. Okay, what is rightmost order of derivation? So like leftmost order of derivation, in a leftmost order of derivation we replace the symbol from left to right. Okay, we replace the symbol from left to right. In the same manner, if you are using rightmost order derivation, replace all the symbol from right to left only. Okay, not left to right. First you have to replace rightmost symbol, then the next rightmost symbol, then next rightmost symbol. Okay, and you have to replace only non-terminal symbol. Okay, because right non-terminal symbol having a productions, terminal symbol doesn't have any production, because this terminal is nothing but your terminal is generated from terminate. Okay, because this symbol is used to generate a leaf node. Okay, here the definition of ambiguity of grammar is given. If a context-free grammar G has more than one derivation tree for some string W belongs to L of G, that is language of a grammar, is called an ambiguous grammar. There exists multiple rightmost or leftmost derivation for some string generated from that grammar. In simple term, already told you, if there are more than one LMD, leftmost order of derivation, rightmost order of derivation, or parse tree or syntax tree or derivation tree, then the grammar is called what? Ambiguous grammar. So above example is of ambiguous grammar. Okay, so as you can see in a figure also here, for the same example that we studied above, x drives to x plus x, or x into x, or a. Okay, this is not x, or a. So we have to find whether this grammar is ambiguous or not. So what we have to do, we have to take some example or some string. For example, a plus a into a. Here in a given example is taking example a plus a into a, and for this a plus a into a, generate this string by using leftmost order of derivation, and for that leftmost order of derivation we generate a parse tree. Okay, this is a parse tree number 1 and leftmost order of derivation number 1. For the same string from the same grammar we generate a parse tree number 2 or leftmost order of derivation number 2, but by using different method. Okay, here we are starts with x plus x, here we start with x into x. At any step, if there is any changes at any step, then this is called ambiguity. Okay, so this is the very simple example of ambiguity. Okay, here some basic properties of a context free language that is very important as gate point of view. Okay, so first property is what? Union. Next one is concatenation, and the last one is clean closure or clean star operation. Okay, what is union property? In a union property, let L1 and L2 be two context free language. L1 and L2 are two context free language. Then L1 union, this is the sign of union, as you know, union, U is for union. L1 union L2 is also a context free language. It means what? If two languages are regular, so context free language, and we take a union of that language, then the generated language or the new language is also what? Context free language. For example, if here L is equals to L1 union L2. Okay, so L1 and L2 also are what? Context free language. So from L1 union L2 the new language is generated, that is L is generated, so L is also a context free language. Okay, this is called a union operation. Okay, in a concatenation also states that if L1 and L2 are the context free language, again L1 and L2 are context free language, then the L1 concatenated with L2 is also, the output of L1 concatenation with L2 is also context free, like this. L is equals to L1 concatenated with L2. If L1 and L2 are regular context free language, then L is also what? Context free language. Now the next property is what? Clean closure. Okay, so if L is a context free language, then clean closure of that L is also what? Context free. And what do you mean by clean closure? Clean closure is nothing but from 0 to n. Okay, 0 to n, as we already studied in our first lecture, clean closure and positive closure. So if L is a context free language, so clean closure of that L is also what? Context free. Okay, now the very most important properties is intersection. So here if L1 and L2 are a context free language, okay, अगर L1 and L2 context free language है, then L1 intersection with L2 is not necessarily context free. Okay, it is not mandated that if L1 and L2 are the context free language, so it is not, it means that L is also not a context free language. For example, if L is equals to L1 intersection L2, okay, and L1 and L2 are context free language, so it is not necessary that L is also a context free language. Okay, this is very important terminology, because इस पे बहुत सारे गेट में क्वेश्चंस आ चुके हैं कि find out whether this language is regular or not, or the combination of this language is regular or not, or context free or not. The next terminology is what? Intersection. This one is okay. Intersection with regular language. Intersection with regular language means what? Intersection of context free language with regular language. Okay, if L1 is a regular language, now here something minor change is what? L1 is what? Regular language. इससे पहले हमने देखा था L1 and L2 दोनों भी क्या था? context free language था, but इस example में क्या होगा? L1 जो है, in this example L1 is what? Regular language, L2 is a context free language. Here L1 is regular language, L2 is context free language, then L1 intersection with L2 is a context free language. Okay, again I'll repeating this. Intersection with regular language, if L1 is a regular language and L2 is a context free language, then L1 intersection L2 is a context free language. important है. ओके, अगर से हमारा L1 जो है वो रेगुलर लैंग्वेज है, L2 कॉन्टेक्स्ट फ्री लैंग्वेज है, तो L1 इंटरसेक्शन L2 जो होगा हमारा कॉन्टेक्स्ट फ्री होगा. ओके, यहाँ पर L1 और L2 जो दोनों भी क्या था? कॉन्टेक्स्ट फ्री था, बट यहाँ पर L1 जो है वो रेगुलर लैंग्वेज है, L1 जो है रेगुलर लैंग्वेज है, L2 जो है कॉन्टेक्स्ट फ्री लैंग्वेज. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज कॉम्प्लीमेंट. इफ L1 is a context free language, then complement of L1 may not be context free. Okay, in this. So ये तीनों प्रॉपर्टी अच्छे से याद रखना. Complement property is also important. If L1 is a context free language, then it is not mandatory that L1 complement of L1 जो नई लैंग्वेज जनरेट होंगी कॉम्प्लीमेंट करने के बाद, वो ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आपका वो भी कॉन्टेक्स्ट फ्री लैंग्वेज हो. Now the next topic is what? Context free grammar simplification or optimization or minimization of context free grammar. So what's the use of minimization? As we already studied minimization or optimization of finite automata. In a finite automata, what we are minimize or what we are removing, first one is unreachable state, next one is non-distinguishable state, and the last one is dead state. So we have to remove all these states because there is no use of these states in the finite automata like this. In the context free grammar also we have to remove all those productions which are not used in a context free grammar, or which is by which the execution time is increases. Okay, so in a context free grammar it may happen that all the production rules and the symbol are not needed for the derivation of a string. Okay, besides there may be some null production and a unit production. Okay, So elimination of these production and the symbol is called simplification of context-free grammar. Simplification essentially comprises of the following steps. First, reduction of the grammar, removal of the unit production, or remove the null production. Null production is nothing but your epsilon production. Okay. So first we use remove the unit production. Okay, after that epsilon, and at last we are using to minimize the automata. Oh, context free grammar. Unit means what? Unit is nothing but a single. Here in this example, m drives to n and z drives to m is a unit production. Okay, so we have to remove this unit production because इसमें क्या हो रहा है कि इनडायरेक्ट यूज़ हो रहा है. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर मैं इसका ट्री बनाऊं तो ट्री में क्या होगा, अगर मेरा z इंटरमीडिएट नोड है तो z से मेरा क्या मिल रहा है, m मिल रहा है. m से मुझे जनरेट हो रहा है n, और n से जनरेट हो रहा है मेरा a. ओके, so we have to remove this distance. Okay, because these two nodes are wastage. Okay, or due to this the execution time is also increases, so we have to bypass this. Okay, and that bypass is nothing but your removal of unit production. So how we remove this unit production? So by the following step we can remove. Okay, so here n tends to a or m tends to n, so put the value of n here, put the value of n here. Okay, so the production looks like, okay, n and m tends to again a. Okay, so here the value of m is what, a, so put the value of m here. So the new production is what, new production is what, z tends to again a, m tends to a, n tends to again a. Okay, so the production is looks like this. The remaining all production are same. There is no changes in the remaining production. Only those production that contain unit production, that is affected. Okay, so n tends to a is also same, but m tends to, now this is a, z tends to a. Okay, so we have to remove all these production. Now the final production becomes this. Okay, unit production is very simple. You can take another example of the unit production. For example, s tends to ab. Okay, or a tends to capital B, b tends to capital C, or C tends to small a. Here this is your unit production, this is your unit production, because left and right hand side contain only single non-terminal symbol, so directly you can reduce this. ओके, सो पुट द वैल्यू ऑफ, बिकॉज यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है, सी का वैल्यू देखो, सी का वैल्यू है ए, और सी कहाँ यूज़ हो रहा है, बी में, और बी कहाँ यूज़ हो रहा है, ए में. ठीक है, तो डायरेक्टली यू कैन पुट द वैल्यू ऑफ बी हियर ए. सो व्हाट द फाइनल प्रोडक्शन इज एस टेंड्स टू ए बी और ए, एंड ए टेंड्स टू स्मॉल ए. यू कैन राइट ऑल्सो. ओके, सो इट इज़ वेरी सिंपल. नाउ नेक्स्ट वन इज null production, removal of null production or removal of epsilon production. Now the next topic is Chomsky normal form. Chomsky normal form is of the form Chomsky normal form is of the form if the production is a tends to bc or s tends to epsilon. What does it mean? If the production is of the form a tends to aa, a tends to AA, A tends to BC or S tends to epsilon. At last epsilon will be removed. Okay, or you can remove the epsilon at the initial level also. Okay, so basically Chomsky normal form is nothing but if the production is of the form A tends to small a or A tends to capital BC. That means either right hand side contain only single terminal symbol or right hand side contain only two non-terminal symbol. That's it. Okay, other than this condition not accepted or not Chomsky normal form. Okay, if the production is not in this form, we have to convert that production into this form. Okay, here what is A, B and C? A, B and C. This A, B, C and S are the non-terminal symbol. Okay, and this A is nothing but your terminal symbol, or epsilon is nothing but your empty input symbol. Okay, this is the algorithm. This is very simple. Okay, now move direct towards the problem. Okay, if the production is of the form S tends to ASA or AB, okay, small ab, A tends to capital B or S, B tends to small a or epsilon. Okay, so first remove the epsilon production. How we remove epsilon production? First of all, I write this. Okay, now S tends to what? S tends to ASA slash AB, then A tends to B or S. A tends to what? B or S, or B tends to B or epsilon. Now here B contain epsilon, so we have to remove the epsilon from B to find out the production where B is using. Okay, तो कहाँ पर B यूज़ हो रहा है? ऑन राइट हैंड साइड ओनली. सो यहाँ पर B यूज़ हो रहा है राइट साइड में, यहाँ पर B यूज़ हो रहा है राइट साइड में. सो पुट एप्सिलॉन हियर. एज यू ऑल नो what is the production? Now S tends to ASA slash AB is the original production. Okay, remain this AB as it is. Now put B here in place of, put epsilon in place of B. So what becomes? A epsilon. A epsilon. A epsilon means what? A. Okay, now in the second production A tends to B slash S. Okay, so put B here, also put epsilon also. So what it becomes? Epsilon. Okay, so next is what? B tends to B. Now all the possibilities of epsilon we are putting in the production, so epsilon is removed. Now but again here A contain epsilon. Now find out the production where A occurs on right hand side. So here ASA is a production. Okay, only. Now rewrite S as it is to remove epsilon from A. Remove epsilon from capital A. So what it becomes? S tends to rewrite original production as it is ASA slash AB slash A. Okay, original as it is. Now put epsilon at first A. Okay, so production become SA. Okay, now put epsilon in place of second B, so it becomes AS. At last put epsilon at both place at the same time, so production is S. Okay, that means we have to place epsilon at all possibilities. Okay, now next production is what? A. A means what? A tends to B slash S. So epsilon is removed because we place epsilon at all the places where A occurs on right hand side. Okay, now next is B tends to B. So this is the production which is not contain epsilon. Now we have to convert this production into CNF form. Okay, so how we convert this into CNF form? So CNF means what? Only terminal on right hand side, single terminal on right hand side, or two non-terminal on right hand side. So find out the production. Okay, so this is of the CNF form. ये CNF है, बट ये क्या है, नॉन टर्मिनल है, तो ये CNF फॉर्म में नहीं है, कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा. ओके, तो और देखते हैं हम कहाँ पर है. ठीक है, now so for this here left recursion occur. Okay, here left recursion occur. So first we have to remove that left recursion. So we design a DFA for a regular grammar. Okay, a DFA can remember a finite amount of information, that's why it is called deterministic finite automata. Okay, it's a part of a, or it's a one of the type of finite automata, but a PDA can remember an infinite amount of information. Okay, so basically a push down automata is finite state machine plus a stack. Okay, that I already told you. It is this is a stack and this is your FSM. So it is a combination of FSM and pushed on stack. Now how it works, PDA. Okay, so PDA work according to the input from input tape. Okay, input takes the input from input tape, or this is the input tape already there. So it takes input from input tape by finite control and perform operation accordingly on a stack. Okay, for example, it read input here and place as a stack symbol B on a stack. Okay, it depends on the logic, or it depends on the type of problem what we have to do related to that problem. So simply read input from input tape, process and perform operation accordingly on a stack. Simple. Okay, so basically push down automata perform push and pop operation on a stack according to input. It contains 7 tuples. Okay, in a finite automata it has only 5 tuples, but here it contains 7 tuples. Some tuples are similar to finite automata, some are different. So what is Q? Q is nothing but your set of state. Sigma is nothing but your set of input symbol. S is nothing but your start symbol. Sorry, S is nothing. S stack symbols. S is nothing but your stack symbol. This del is a transition function. Okay, del is a transition function. Q0 is what? Q0 is initial state. I is what? Initial stack symbol. F is what? Final state. Okay, and this is a mapping function. Okay, transition function mapping from Q Cartesian product summation union epsilon Cartesian product S. Okay, S Q. Okay, S strict. So let us consider one example. Okay, for example, problem is what? L is equals to languages. L is equals to AN BN where N is greater than equals to 1. Okay, so in this the string is of the type AB 2A 2B 3A 3B like this. Okay, so we have to find whether the string is belongs to this language or not, or this string is accepted by the automata or not. Okay, for this we have to write transition for the automata. So first let us consider this example or this string. Let initial state is what? Q0. Okay, our input is what? Input is your A. Input is A. This is your current input. Okay, so Q0 input is A. Okay, now stack top is what? I. Stack top is initial stack top is I. In some book it is Z0 also. Okay, stack top is I. Q0 A z0. Okay, so always push initial symbol on stack, that is push a on a stack. Okay, so the stack become q0 a I. Okay, q0 a I. Now first state is always same. Okay, after that next input is what, again a, second one a, so q0 a. Okay, now stack top is what, now stack top is a, this is previous stack top, now this is current stack top. Again if input is change, so change operation accordingly, but here input is same, so operation is same, that's why no state change. So state is again same q0, और again stack top क्या हो जाएगा, now two stack top हो जाएंगे, two current stack top, we have to write here two current stack top. Okay, so a. Now again next input is what, a, so repeat this step because again state is q0, so q0 input is what, third one a, so input is third a, stack top again a, so stack top is a, so no state change, that's why q0 a. So this is a loop basically, from q0 to q0 input a, stack top a, push a on a stack, it becomes a. Okay, so it perform pushing or placing number of a's on a stack. By this you can place n number of a on a stack. Now after that b comes, so del q0, because present state is what, q0, so q0, now input is b, so here input is change, or stack top is what, a, so input is change, that's why we change the state also, q1. Now what we have to take, we have to pop this, pop means what, place epsilon here, so q1 epsilon. Okay, so it is pop. In popping, stack top reduced to pop is equals to pop minus 1, that is new stack top is this a is a new stack top. Okay, now present state is what, q1, so this transition starts with q0, but now current state is q1, that's why we have to write new transition, so state is q1. Now next input is what, again a, new input is what, b, this b, so q1 b. Now stack top is a, now previous input is b, current input is also b, so no state change, that is current state is q1, therefore it is also q1, and we have to perform pop operation again, so q1 epsilon. Okay, again this is a pop operation, pop हुआ तो stack top क्या हो जाएगा, stack top is again this, so q1, here is a loop because this is a source state, this one is a destination state. From q1 transition move on this state, that is it is source state, this one is destination state. So again this is a loop of popping a for input b, so again next input is b, that's why we pop this a also. Okay, for this b pop a from stack. Now input is, stack top is what, I, or input is blank, blank. Okay, so from q1 no transition for blank, so we have to write here. Now from q1 no input is blank, stack top is I, move to, if input is blank, stack top is I, so move towards the final state qf. Okay, and remain I as it is, this is your final step. Okay, like this you can write the transitions for push on automata. Okay, so we have to draw the diagram, transition diagram for this transition also. So I'm draw for this from q0. Okay, q0 is your initial state, that's why q0 initial start, we can write here start also. From q0 for this transition, from q0 it is moves on q0, that is a self loop. From q0 it is moves on q0, so it is a self loop. So a comma I, you can write slash here, equals, this is a equals to sign in the left hand side, a comma I, so a comma I, this is your equals to sign, consider this as a equals to sign, and equals to sign के right side में क्या दिख रहा है यहाँ पर, a I, so write again here a I, here a comma I, this is a I, this is your transition. Okay, now फिर फ्रॉम Q0 टू अगेन Q0, अगेन लूप है. सो और बट यहाँ पर लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में क्या है, ए कॉमा है. सो यू कैन राइट हियर ए कॉमा ए स्लैश एंड राइट हैंड साइड ए. ओके. नाउ फ्रॉम Q0 to Q1. okay, to draw transition from Q0 to Q1, sorry, Q0 to Q1. So what we write on this transition, Q0 to Q1, b comma a slash b comma a slash. What is right hand side? Just skip this states, because we draw the transition for states. The remaining one we have to write here, equals to, left of this equals to is b comma a, and right of this equals to sign is epsilon. Okay. Now next, again from Q1 to Q1. So first draw the transition and delete this. Okay. Now on left hand side of this equals to sign is what, b comma a. So just write b comma here, b comma a. Now in place of equals to sign just write slash. Okay. On the right hand side of that equals to sign is what, epsilon. So write just epsilon here. Okay. So this is also done. At last step, what we have to do, we have to do the transition from Q1 to QF. QF is your final state. So draw this Q1 to QF, and by final state is represented by double circle. Okay. From Q1 to QF, okay, state is done. On left hand side of this equals to sign is blank comma I. This capital B is nothing but your blank symbol, blank tape symbol. So blank comma I is nothing but your stack top. Okay. Slash, what is right hand side of that equals to sign, that is simply I. Okay. So this is your transition diagram. Like this you can draw different diagram for this transition. Okay. So hope you guys understand. So this is some more examples related to PDA for construction. In the next lecture we will start with a problem related to gate. Okay. Thank you. If you have any query, just write on a comment box or chat box.